밑에서 쓰임바 고로 토고 까바님바 토고 까바님바 스타트 치기에 예시 얘라 쇼파로 켄자와 텐데 칭이 요나 잔다 켈라 kumare parjaroch amma ba to kodo sojalate ana paranza jore yoro joso ke ye thamba ka mete seyimba te jibji jela phanto kore komina chok chemina chok lengo to torlak daer damda che Europe, Boton language chimo, Dindaji, Europe, Boro Toba, Tokyo, Tondo, Toachi, Rochugo, Gondon Tara, Talo, France, Jessa, Paris, La, Europe, Gagab, Jongale, Pibi, Pumida, Pochu, Topo, Europe, Boton, Jakira, France, Yimu, Kamamach, Halam, Chichi, La Nieva de Zomba de la. Thomas, France, Borutogo, Tokyo, Santoni, and Europe, Modern language, Chimbo, Kotuk, Tochak, and Deti, Samchin, Tamala, Tamil Kashidra. 2015 European Solidarity Rally for Tibet has three objectives. The first, to highlight the current dramatic situation in Tibet, which has characterized by 136 Tibetan self-immolation and sign of protestation against China's illegal occupation of Tibet and its military repression, and they are appealed for a free Tibet and return of His Holiness without any precondition. If you support, you have to cry free Tibet. And the second objective is the core message of the today's rally, European rally, is to make an appeal for the resumption of the Sino-Tibetan dialogue for a politically mutually agreeable solution with the consent delegation between His Holiness Special Envoys and Chinese government. The third objective is today, on the behalf of organizing committee and to all whole Tibetan and Tibetan friends across Europe, I would like to take this occasion to extend our gratitude towards His Holiness Dalai Lama for
1 minute of silence in the memory of the 137 Tibetans who self-immolated since 2009.
Monsieur Robert Badinter est le principal invité européen de cet événement et nous l'accueillons avec une grande joie et un profond respect sur cette scène. Nous avons la fierté de partager cet espace avec l'un des juristes, penseurs, dirigeants politiques et défendeurs des droits de l'homme les plus éminents et les plus influents. Robert Badinter croit France qui regarde le chale mango chez Nyumba, France qui t'aime qui tungang qui chokto na Nyumba, France qui tim qui hangang qui lunge na Nyumba, mi chade yore. On se Tibetanda, Tibetanda Lomang ta, Japon angechta, Habatu, Jaorum bichelo kuzi shungeta, Katu ine, on se Pebala, Loten da Robo Gudu, France on se Roba Yungeti, the Roba Nange chade yore.
J'ai délibérément décidé de rappeler parce que nous sommes ici à Paris, dans cette ville qui a vu naître la Déclaration des droits de l'homme, j'ai voulu précisément rappeler le fruit de tant d'années, de décennies d'entretien et de discussions avec sa sainteté le Dalai Lama, de façon à ce qu'il soit à cet instant et par ma voix présent parmi nous et avec nous. Le message que le Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso a toujours enseigné, et j'en suis le témoin, est un message de spiritualité et d'humanité dans un monde qui est marqué par le matérialisme, quand ce n'est pas par la cupidité, et par la cruauté, quand ce n'est pas la barbarie. Parce qu'à l'orée de sa vie, le Dalai Lama a vu son pays, le Tibet, envahi et écrasé par une puissance étrangère. Il est devenu, au-delà de la cause des Tibétains, qui nous est si chère, un messager de la paix universelle, cette condition première du bonheur des peuples. L'humanité, pour le Dalai Lama, elle s'exprime dans le respect constant de la dignité et des droits de l'autre, de nos frères humains. Pour Tenzin Gyatso, les droits de l'homme sont la charte politique de l'humanité tout entière. Ils sont les droits de tous les êtres humains, partout dans le monde. Ces droits, précieux et fragiles, comme nous le rappelle l'histoire, ils ne se conçoivent dans son message qu'universel et indivisible. Car que seraient les droits de l'homme s'ils n'appartenaient qu'aux sociétés riches et développées, alors que des milliards d'êtres humains vivent dans la misère, la maladie, l'ignorance? Et où, auprès de qui, l'être humain accablé trouvera-t-il refuge ou secours, sinon dans la solidarité de ses frères et sœurs. Ce message qui inspire l'enseignement et la vie du Dalai Lama, il prend toute sa dimension par la spiritualité. Face à la violence dans le monde, le Dalai Lama a toujours opposé les seules forces qui vaillent, celles de l'esprit et celles de la justice. Si le Dalai Lama, incarnation en exil d'une nation occupée et opprimée, a maintenu haut et fort les droits du peuple tibétain, c'est parce qu'il a choisi de faire de la non-violence une arme spirituelle à nul autre pareil. Oui, nous croyons, comme le Dalai Lama, qu'une cause juste, doit, pour l'emporter, faire appel inlassablement à la conscience humaine face à la violence mortelle. À cet égard, le Dalai Lama s'inscrit directement dans la filiation de Gandhi. Je me souviens, il y a de cela quelques années, que les dirigeants chinois, exaspérés par sa force tranquille, ont dénoncé le Dalai Lama, je me souviens très bien des termes, comme un loup caché sous la robe d'un moine. C'est d'ailleurs le terme de simple moine qu'utilisait le Dalai lui-même pour se qualifier au moment où il recevait à Oslo le prix Nobel de la paix. Mais si, pour ceux qui connaissent le Dalai Lama, nous voyons bien la robe, nous ne distinguons pas les traits du loup. Et puis, disons-le simplement, les dirigeants chinois nous paraissent peu qualifiés pour jouer le rôle du petit chaperon rouge. La vérité est plus simple. Le Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso est un homme de paix. Il sait que la résistance spirituelle d'un peuple opprimé, à travers le temps, à travers les épreuves, finit toujours par remporter la victoire. Le Dalai Lama croit à la force du droit. Et parce que la cause des Tibétains est juste, nous savons comme lui qu'elle triomphera de ses oppresseurs. Car que demande le peuple tibétain? Il ne réclame même pas, je dirais, l'indépendance. Parfois je le regrette. Il ne demande pour le Tibet que la sauvegarde de son identité culturelle, si importante dans le concert des civilisations, et le respect des droits fondamentaux de tous, et donc des Tibétains. Mettre un terme à un régime d'oppression et un génocide culturel, instaurer un régime d'autogouvernement et construire un état de droit au Tibet, il n'y a rien là qui menace l'intégrité territoriale de la République chinoise ni sa souveraineté internationale. Aussi, mes amis, nous continuerons inlassablement à soutenir par les voies du droit et la force spirituelle de la justice, tous ensemble, sans violence ni provocation, mais avec résolution et constance, la juste cause des Tibétains. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Badinter. Your so profound message and long-term friends of Tibet and His Holiness, I want to say thanks. And now, 지다 오케이 내 벽에서는 대수집이 있나 단다 다 유럽계 지도 이메트 안에 아란조 비밀 직주 반대 시경 로산 생길라초 모주 슈그레 숨브레 지다 당아도 벽에 안에 배바철라 모주 슈그에 내게 통금민도 아란조 배바 참말로 아란조게 남샤베게 변보 지나래 찹지기 우지 수인바디 나란조 삼에 킹게 요아래 킹고고에 요아래 대인도 가능해 뒤줄까 먹어도네 아니 벽에도네 시경 저기 아니 로주게 슈 먹어지기 다드나 대치기에 조국 갈라간삼지 대패 요아래
I want to thank every one of you who are here today in Paris to make a declaration from Paris all the way to Lhasa, all the way to Beijing, that friends of Europe are here with the Tibetan people, and soon we will march all the way to Lhasa, and Beijing will hear it loud and clear from here. And I think it's a good sign. As we arrived here, wind also started blowing, because many of you were carrying Tibetan flags, and it needed a bit of wind to blow it so that the Chinese government will see that the Tibetan flag is flying very high right here in Paris, and one day soon we'll hoist this flag on the rooftop of Potala Palace with His Holiness Dalai Lama in it. And we know throughout Europe, especially in France, more than 600 municipalities have hoisted Tibetan national flag every year on March 10th, and keep raising the Tibetan flag every year as high as you can, so that people in Beijing will see it and they will remember this flag is going to come all the way to Tibet one day soon with you all as our guest. And I think the sun is also saying yes. And I'm here actually to share with you rather a sad chapter in Tibet's history. 7 days ago, 47-year-old woman from a nomadic family committed self-immolation. She burned herself and she died at 3 a.m. in the morning. It so happened, as per lunar calendar, it was the 15th day or the full moon day of the Tibetan New Year. Sadly, Tibetans in Tibet and in exile everywhere, we began our new year with the Tibetan woman burning herself to death. She is one of the 136 Tibetans who have burned themselves. Last year we had 11 Tibetans burn themselves, altogether 136. Among them included monks and nuns. But the majority of those 136 Tibetans who burned themselves were lay people, nomads and farmers, father and mother, students and teachers from all across Tibet. Even after 56 years under occupation of China, under repression and assimilation, Tibetans in Tibet are saying with their lives, loud and clear, we want our leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to return to Tibet, and freedom for Tibetan is what we need. What they're saying is occupation is unacceptable and repression is unbearable. That is the message from inside Tibet. Despite all this, instead of listening to the Tibetan voices with pain and sadness and desperation and determination, Chinese government is imposing more repressive policies on the Tibetan people. For example, now Tibetans have to carry an identity card with second generation high-tech chip in it. Any Tibetan goes anywhere in Tibet. There are several checkposts in many of the urban centers. You have to show your ID card. When you swipe it, they will know where you're from and all your biodata because your biometric is in it. Now Tibetans are saying your ID card is like your shadow, without which you cannot move around. Even the Chinese tourists who have been to Tibet are saying Tibet is like a war zone. There are too many military prisons, there are too many policemen, there are too many plainclothes spies, there are too many sharpshooters on rooftops looking down at you, and there's too many surveillance cameras following you. This is the situation in Tibet. It's very similar to what was in South Africa during the apartheid regime, what is happening in North Korea, what was in East Germany, the grid system, the surveillance cameras, the spies that follow Tibetans around is unacceptable. In every major monastery in Tibet, there is what they call Democratic Management Committee, which consists of Communist Party members controlling every monastery, who gets in, who gets out, who becomes, or who is allowed to become monk or nuns, or who should be expelled from monastery. We all know His Holiness Dalai Lama. We all revere him. We all have seen him. We all have heard him. We all have met him. Some of us were lucky enough to shake his hands and get his blessing. But Tibetans in Tibet are saying, he is our most revered leader. He belongs to us as much as you. You have met him, you have seen him, you have heard him. We want to hear him. We want to meet him. That's all we want. It's been 56 years now, Tibet being under occupation. Hundreds and thousands of Tibetans have died. And every day, elder generation is leaving this world without their dreams being fulfilled, without their aspirations being fulfilled, without their longing to meet with His Holiness Dalai Lama without being fulfilled. Yet, the third generation of Tibetans, the first generation, second generation, now third generation of Tibetans who are young, who are born and brought up under the occupation of China, who have not met His Holiness Dalai Lama, who has not met with exiled Tibetans, yet they are in the streets demanding what is their right, their freedom, their liberty. Hence today's rally right here in Paris and in France is significant because this is France, this is the land of French Revolution. This is the land from where the term liberty is made very famous all around the world. Hence what Tibetans are saying is we want liberty like the French people. We want liberty that you had. And hence our appeal is that Tibetans want liberty. At the same time, we are here to remind France and European countries, liberty is what you got. Liberty is what we want. And French leaders are appealed to support liberty of Tibet. If you cannot support us, you have to answer the word liberty to French people and to the rest of the world. And equality is another word made very popular by the French Revolution. And equality is also what we seek. That is the message from inside Tibet. Hence, from France, from Paris, the declaration what we make will be for liberty and equality. And hence, leaders in France, I appeal to stand with us for liberty and equality. If you don't stand with us explain to the rest of the world the very principles on which the French Revolution was founded and the very principles inscribed in your constitution. That is your responsibility. Our duty is to come here and appeal to you. And I'm absolutely certain the leaders in France will stand for liberty and equality of Tibet. Also, this is a Europe rally for Tibet. And in the Constitution of European Union, democracy and human rights are considered, are declared as the inherent, integral part of the European Union. And that's exactly what Tibetans are saying. We want democracy. We want human rights for us. Please, your constitution says that, you have declared so. So support our democracy and support our human rights. And I'm pretty sure European leaders will support democracy and freedom and human rights of the Tibetan people. If you don't, please read your constitution again and again and explain the rest of the world why you're not supporting us. In that sense, I really want to thank many Europeans here in this gathering. I can see many of you are very old friends. You have been with us for decades. And some of you must be wondering, how come Tibetans are calling us all the way from the Netherlands, from England, from Germany, all over Europe to come to Paris? We have asked you to come here one more time. So the next time we'll march all the way to Lhasa together. But we might have to march again and again. We have to remind our leaders in Europe and in France that what Tibetans want is exactly what you have. Recently, Chinese government has made some funny statements, disturbing statements. Some of the Communist Party members have declared during their National Assembly that His Holiness the Dalai Lama's reincarnation will be decided by the Communist Party of China. And they want the reincarnation of Dalai Lama, and Dalai Lama cannot stop the reincarnation of Dalai Lama. Now if you read Chinese media or any Western media, for decades, Chinese government and the Communist Party leaders have criticized His Holiness the Dalai Lama time and again and again and again, all the time. We all know when His Holiness Dalai Lama met Mao Zedong in 1954, Mao Zedong came closely to His Holiness and whispered to his ear, "Religion is poison." That's what he said. And His Holiness the Dalai Lama was called and is called a splittist. And some Chinese leaders have also called him the devil. But they want the reincarnation of the devil. They want the reincarnation of the splittist now. Now there is no logic whatsoever in what they're saying. Because religion is matter of faith, is matter of your heart and mind. You cannot force with your guns, you cannot buy with money. And from the first Dalai Lama to the 14th Dalai Lama, Tibetans have always selected the Dalai Lamas. Chinese have never ever selected the Dalai Lama. But certainly they are interested now. And I have said, the Communist Party is saying they will select the next Dalai Lama is almost similar to Fidel Castro saying, "I will select the next Pope and all the Christians should follow him." There's no rhyme and reason behind the logic. And also, it's pretty clear. His Holiness Dalai Lama has said, Chinese Communist Party is very interested in my reincarnation. If they are so interested, if they really believe in reincarnation, first they must find the reincarnation of Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping and Zhou Enlai. Actually, they have done more things for China. Then they can come and discuss about reincarnation of Dalai Lama. And also the idea of reincarnation, I think Chinese leaders should get it very clearly. Idea of reincarnation is incarnation is reincarnation. Meaning if you leave your mission and vision in exile, you will be born in exile to continue the mission and vision of the previous Dalai Lama. By that logic, His Holiness the Dalai Lama will be born in exile to continue the Tibetan freedom struggle and continue the spread the message of Buddha all over the world. If the Tibet issue is not resolved, His Holiness the Dalai Lama will not be born in China because there is no religious freedom, because they banned the photograph of Dalai Lama. Why would His Holiness Dalai Lama go to China and to be reborn there? And His Holiness Dalai Lama cannot be born in Tibet as well because Tibet is under occupation. Tibetans are facing repression. Tibetans cannot meet and worship and pray His Holiness Dalai Lama. So he will be born in exile by that logic. So I think the Chinese government should read the definition of reincarnation and know that 14 Dalai Lama has come to this world, and all the time we the Tibetans have selected the Dalai Lama, and we will select the next Dalai Lama as well. But His Holiness the Dalai Lama is going to 80 years this year. He is very healthy. He maintains a very robust schedule. I have traveled with him. In fact, we get tired at the end of the day, but he doesn't. So Chinese leaders will be sorely disappointed that His Holiness is going to live for a very, very long time. And let me mention that given the wind, when you see all the Tibetan flags flying high, you can see Uyghur flag, you can see German flag, European Union flag, I can see British flag. It looks beautiful from here, I must tell you. I'm sure you all are freezing and thinking when it's going to finish my speech, looking at the sea of people here and the flags flying. It just gives me inspiration to continue. So I hope you all brought your blankets because I'm going to be here till midnight. No clap, so you want me to finish it. I want to end, given the chilly wind, I want to talk briefly about Tibet's environment. Tibet is important, not just for 6 million Tibetans, but also for the rest of the world, particularly in Asia. Tibet is called the roof of the world. Tibet is also called the third pole. After Antarctica and Arctic, Tibet has the third highest reserve of ice. The difference being Antarctica and Arctic, when it melts, it goes to ocean. Tibetan snow, or the Tibetan glaciers, when it melts, it forms into fresh water and forms into rivers. 10 major rivers of Asia flow from Tibet. Yangtze River, the most famous river in China with 3 gorgeous dams. Yellow River, the cradle of Chinese civilization. Both the rivers start in Tibet. Mekong River, which flows all the way from Tibet to Southeast Asian countries like Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and we all know the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. It starts from Tibet and provides fresh water to all these countries. Salween River, Brahmaputra, from Tibet to India to Bangladesh, the lifeline of Bangladesh. Indus River and Satluj River, from Tibet to India to Pakistan. These are vital rivers for Asia, and through these rivers, more than 1 billion people in that area are availed with water. In that sense, Tibet is the source of fresh water for all these countries. And also the Tibetan plateau is called River of the World. It's vital as far as climate is concerned. The mist formed over Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean forms into cloud and hits the Tibetan plateau. That's how the monsoon is affected in South Asia and Southeast Asia. So any delay in monsoon, the early monsoon, are due to the Tibetan plateau. Hence, Tibet is vital as far as that region is concerned. So hence, support for Tibet is not just support for 6 million Tibetans. It is a support for environment and water in that part of the world for more than 1 billion people. Because some scientists say, before wars were fought over land, nowadays wars are fought over energy. Soon wars will be fought over water, because China has 20% of the world population, but only 12% of fresh water. 8% of China's population, which is more than 400 million Chinese, are facing scarcity of fresh water. And the situation in Bangladesh is worse. The situation in India is worse. The situation in Pakistan is worse. And the situation in Southeast Asian countries are worse. Now, given the water crisis facing at that particular region, Tibet is vital. Now, unfortunately, Chinese government is building not just 1, 2, but 10, 20 dams over Tibetan rivers, and few of them on Brahmaputra River, which is a lifeline for India and Bangladesh. There are some reports that the Chinese want to divert some of the Tibetan rivers towards China instead of to South Asia and Southeast Asia. If that happens, you can clearly see crisis building up in that part of the region. And support for Tibet is support for environment. Support for Tibet is support for liberty, equality, democracy, and justice. Finally, support for Tibet is support for non-violence. For decades, we have committed to non-violence. Yet, in Tibet, if 3 people or 10 people gather and protest non-violently, peacefully, they get arrested, they're imprisoned, they're tortured, and often they don't come out from prison, they disappear. Yet, we have a dare to non-violence. Of the 136 Tibetans who have committed self-immolation, who have burned themselves, we discourage self-immolation. We discourage self-immolation as an action, but we support the aspiration. But of the 136 self-immolators, none of them, not even a single one of them, have harmed a single Chinese person or a property. And today also we are gathered here as a solidarity to Tibetans inside Tibet. If we have similar gathering in Lhasa, 99% of you will go to prison. I left 1% because often in such kind of gathering in Tibet, 1% are Chinese spies. So we are here with free spirit, with freedom to say what we want and ask for liberty, equality, democracy, and free human rights for the Tibetan people. Tibetans in Tibet cannot do so. That is why we are doing here. And your message, your gathering here, it's a major inspiration to Tibetans inside Tibet. They will be encouraged because this is a message of hope to Tibetans. They are looking, they are listening, they are following us. They want to know what Tibetans in exile and friends around the world are doing for Tibet. When they hear that thousands have gathered and thousands have spoken out for Tibet and the Tibetan people for the non-violent struggle, their spirit will be high and their hope will be alive. And the message of hope is very important. In that sense, I want to thank the organizers of this rally. They have put in a lot of efforts, all the volunteers, and especially each one of you who took the time and the trouble to come all the way to Paris. Finally, I firmly believe, just recently I gave several media interviews, I gave several talks, and I get this question often. They say, you left America, you went to Dharamsala for seemingly very difficult tasks. Some say it's impossible task. But I say no. Justice and freedom for Tibet is possible. Not only possible, it will be realized very soon. Why? Because same thing was told to Nelson Mandela when he spent 27 years in prison and 8 years in solitary confinement in Robben Island. He was written off by experts and media said Nelson Mandela cannot free himself. Forget about restoring democracy in South Africa. No, Nelson Mandela walked the streets of South Africa and democracy was restored. Till recently, Aung San Suu Kyi was written off. They said Aung San Suu Kyi is under house arrest. She can never be freed from the house arrest. She is free. She walked the streets of Europe. She came and received the Nobel Peace Prize. And one story I must share. When I had the privilege of meeting former President of Poland, Lech Walesa, he shared with me a story. He said, when the East Germany and West Germany was divided, the Chancellor of West Germany and the Foreign Minister of West Germany visited him. And then Foreign Minister asked Lech Walesa and said, what do you think of all the students and youth gathering around the Berlin Wall? And Lech Walesa told him, Berlin Wall is coming down, be prepared. And then the Foreign Minister of West Germany said, oh, we like that kind of trouble, but it is not going to happen in my lifetime. 2 weeks later, Berlin Wall came down. Similarly, in this day and age of social network, in this day and age of Arab Spring, in this day and age, the Western Sahara, in this day and age of East Timor, when Northern Ireland can sign the Good Friday Agreement, everything is possible, anything is possible, particularly the story of Tibet, non-violent struggle of Tibet is also possible. When that happens, that story will be one of the best and the beautiful stories of the 21st century.
It's a privilege to be invited on stage during this uprising commemoration. The organizers of the rally invited International Tibet Network to reach out to all the Tibet groups and communities across Europe. Now, our role as an organization is to support the efforts of Tibet groups around the globe as they campaign for freedom, regardless of whether they're asking for independence for Tibet or genuine autonomy. And today we have nearly 20 European countries represented here, and there were many others who are very sorry that they weren't able to be here. It is the request of the organizing committee that these groups go back to their communities and ask their elected representatives and influential citizens to sign the Paris Declaration. And this is a statement of political support from prominent European citizens. And as we've heard, the first signers are Senator Robert Badinter, Mrs. Claudia Roth and Karel Schwarzenberg. So I'm going to invite Vincent to briefly give you an overview of the content of the declaration.
Claudia Roth, Karel Schwarzenberg, Czech Republic, Chisilunjana, Václav Havel, Rokotan Nishuch, Ketchuch, Kurange, Tigalata Kanje, Seita, Tamujonga, Tangare, Netting Edere, Did on the Tawakashet, say Kang Mangman doing it, and Europe Nalola, Takanje Pebet or Captain USA, Nijiti, Partam Tuyagi, Bezun Shigore, Chapter Chetwell. Did they do what they did the Elik Sum Nishi, Europe gave up, you should ask, you could pay US order. Did they do what this Shetam until Kabucho? Did the numbers in the detail charge that on Asher? Yeah.
I invite the representatives from Austria to please step forward. I know that we have Safe Tibet Austria here.
Monsieur André Gatolin va remettre le texte maintenant. Monsieur Gatolin, qui est sénateur français et très engagé pour la cause tibétaine. On les applaudit, merci.
Merci. And Belgium, we have the Lumta Association. And from Finland, Friends of Tibet, Finland.
Bravo.
And from Germany, we have Tibetan Initiative Deutschland. Then we have the German Tibet community here. From Italy, we have the Association Italia Tibet and the Tibetan community in Italy.
On applaudit.
With Tibet. Luxembourg stands up with Tibet. Le Luxembourg est avec le Tibet.
Oui, bravo.
From the Netherlands, we have Tibet Support Group Netherlands and the International Campaign for Tibet. And the Tibetan community in the Netherlands.
Oui.
De Tibet Support Group Nederland blijft Tibet steunen, ja!
Ja. Ja.
Now, from Norway, I know that we have the Tibetan community and the Norwegian Tibet Committee.
Oui, bravo.
Vi støtter frihet til Tibet!
Oui.
ngani da Norway pyri choba ga de choye nan choba kodiwa thoma le tuji chala yen tuji che han pyo jalo wo.
Now I think Yunten from Poland is here. Yunten, are you here? Are you there, Yunten from Poland? Oh.
Pyo
All the way from Russia, Save Tibet Russia.
Oui.
Russia stands with Tibet.
And from Spain, we have the Tibetan community in Spain. No, I'm love.
Woo.
From Sweden, we have the lovely Lobi representing the Tibetan community and the Swedish Tibet Committee.
Someone Tamunya Puri Mangulesia and Linyamdo Kureka Yusa with Kandaji and Sunday Caucus and Lesha, then someone Tujana Shui. And yes, Sweden Purits over the Sweden Gagus over Nigamolian Samalia test the Shui. Pegelo!
From Switzerland, as you would expect, lots of people from Switzerland, the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association. The Tibetan Youth Association in Europe. The Tibetan Women's Organization of Switzerland. And the Tibetan Community of Switzerland.
대장 드린데 선내 먹고 싶을 줄에 아니 그거 먹고 싶어도 아니 참만 애닝 담은 두제 중에 아니 믹스에서 제게 스위스랜드 리티스타이 브리미만 불구시원 난시 스위스 리티스타네 참아둔 미동다 찍스베도 참만 애닝 담은 두제 중에
From the United Kingdom, this feels like the Eurovision Song Contest, doesn't it? From the UK, the Tibetan community in Britain and Ireland.
Yeah!
토제나 다니데 비미 먹고 싶지 않으셔. 아니냐 잉글랜드 남나기도 UK 브리즈오버 잡제정에 믹스에게 다네 프랑스기 브리즈오버 단균에 아니 졸라니 토제 슈기 고디베 하고 슈샤 아니 변하는 여기 비미 졸라야 Manzo Tongse Nyamge years. And it's Tibetans in Tibet, we are with you. Free Tibet and pay yellow!
From Romania, a representative from the United Nations for Free Tibet. And last but by no means least, La Belle France. We have France Tibet, we have Association Dromadesh Tibet, Objectif Tibet, Culture Tibetan, the Tibetan Community, Nice Tibet, Léon de Neige Mont Blanc, Institute Vajra Yogini, Students for Free Tibet France, and I'm sure many others, including, I think I mentioned the community.
Je suis très content de réunir ici parce qu'aujourd'hui notre sentiment nous pousse toujours à considérer Tibétains et Ouïghours comme des frères jumeaux. Nous nous réjouissons avec eux de bonnes nouvelles, nous pleurons ensemble les mauvais. Donc, en ce qui concerne notre situation actuelle, la patience est encore nécessaire. Mais nous espérons que vous pourrez ainsi attirer l'attention du monde sur le Tibet et nous, encouragement, vous accompagnons.
Most Honorable Prime Minister Sikong Mosasangila, brothers and sisters and friends, this very declaration of what we have done today, I think for me, the most important thing is that I want to make a pledge that we all, because of my parents, their dream was to die in Tibet, and they died on a foreign soil. And I think that we all make this special pledge that we all will make pledge that we will one day die in Tibet and not on a foreign soil. And this is what I want to make here. And I'm going to sing you a song. It is a song about taking away a dream. It is a song sung by a very wonderful Tibetan singer in Amdo region of Tibet. His name is Domatyap. And he says, "Oh, eternal mountains, the glorious winds of the vast, the glorious wings of the vast plateau of Tibet, robbed of my dreams as I have climbed the rugged terrains into the unknown. Withered are my tiny little shoes. The distant snows has melted into tears, and the blue icy water has frozen my heart. Oh, my beloved Tibet, I miss you. I wish to see you. Who has taken my dream? Who has taken my dreams? Who has taken my dreams?" By Robert. 계속 가리는 수일함종 농기세송 라유대송
아니 별바탕으로 넉시질이라나 나가는 시간이 베개로
Song of 140 martyrs by the self-immolation. We know how much Tibetans suffer. We know you cannot take it any longer. The flames transmitted your message loud and clear. without harming anyone else. You gave up your body for the future of the loved ones you left behind. Asking the world to support Tibet and never to forget your ultimate sacrifice.
We want to dedicate this song to our brothers and sisters in Tibet, East Turkestan, Inner Mongolia, and to our brothers and sisters in China who are also suffering under this current regime of repression and corruption.
Red stars waving high on the mountains of my land. Hear my people cry, sadness in their mind. You feel like a god with a gun in your hand. Sorrow you have brought to my peaceful land. Brothers and sisters, stand up for your right. Justice will always guide us, never lose the light. Still we sing a song of love and peace. Hatred we don't long, no more silent tears. You may laugh at me and torture with devil's skill. Never will you see how you break my will. Brothers and sisters, stand up for your right. Justice will always guide us, never lose the light.
시리 가시 하다지 나서에 닉세게 정말시 아니 이게 시리 마당이니 아다 방사쇼가 부스치로 되고쇼 남다지 준비 보셨지 Long show 성원님들 썸네 수수의 개 같은 거 다자요 베랑쟁 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 장모히 개체 뱀이 장마 냥도 롱쇼 롱쇼 베랑쟁 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 장모히 개체 뱀이 장마 냥도 롱쇼 롱쇼
I would like to say a note of great gratitude and thank Miss Catherine Barry. She has been very efficient. I would like to remind you, she is a professional journalist and at French public television, and she is not just a journalist, she also has very profound knowledge of Tibetan Buddhism. And the French television, we got every Sunday morning a Buddhist mission. I think it's 1/4 time every Sunday. Even French politicians discretionally watch these emissions. So that means not only she come as a specialist, but also with a heart, with a motivation to be helpful and to be really efficient. Because of her, everything went on time and at perfection. So I would like to, on behalf of steering committee and all Tibetan community who are behind this European rally, and to offer him Lobsang, who is the president of Tibetan community and Swiss, offer her on behalf of us a kata. Merci Catherine, merci beaucoup. Merci. T'as bravo la foi et
merci, c'est un honneur de toute façon.
De toute façon, c'est un vent de la liberté qui va résonner dans l'Himalaya et au Tibet. Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous. Merci.
Et ça, il y a Europe dans le qui est chrétien, qui est chrétien qu'on a comme ça. C'est moi c'est là madame, nam se tamu da. Ta ni ma char ko do. Ni po ko denta sa sam ko do. Ngara do po mirik de tindre la gabar ba. Tarun shoka timba nakse hakwa chase do. Ngase lengo chase ni ma ya ta char ko do. Parchir po jiji nyamzo ko denta sa ma se konsa cho pola phe thawyak ni ta ta chamaj da munji shuyo. Ta number sula gerong ko lengo di mimang so lengo ra yin. Chanang's dam nambi, Uru Soka, Sosugo, Sosu, Dani, Jinda Giri, Datuzla Insayo, Italy Pumaya, Italy Puru Soka, Tondo Jokona, Nima Nilang, Chance, Tam Jungo, and Namisi, Aras Pretty, Yarashe, Marashe, Taponanga Data, Netan, the Tuxana, Digamundos, Mitendo Tomnat, Soso, Seso Lotangi Yota, and Aranzo, Chiku. Nama Belgium na nam na je yache chikchinas chokso go goncha tonza ani tunju likhon re euro chit number re ani thama ge japchur che de Paris la tis ani che duk tank che ani ngaram so mimang lengo te thaso bishira chon samdo ani mi chichigla na hamba chata re chech mazun chon la bina sanju jula khala keche de she de udo tenda songzang ni thoma de la Leka to Tatik Jida Pangram Doja Kasam the Chagdo, Pangram Tango de Chapset and Deva Yopi, Leton Chatala, Chitin Namba Nita, Maras and Bursar Tunji, Sava Setan Samdela, France Shida, Potapata Naso, Tenda Sonsa, Europe Puru Soka, Young Tarcheche, Maras Tunju Likongo, Tunju Legere, Euro Chetan Namnila, Ning Takwan Tuji Shay. And the Euro Chitin Namni de Jata really push over Ya Dencha Gala Chibinaroch. Then you get under Shaggy Chishana, Koran's Pejura. And then Letuna Niva Tinala, Leka Dinda Chico de Zambala, Matsu Michini Joya Dinda Remundo, Jeshu Puchi Lingo Kanga, Europe Unze, Tichambalare, Gosali Konga Lecha, Vansa Metere, Tange, Kamunang, France, Songatone, and Konsoga, and the Jata. Wambula Kado, Wambula. And Vansa Meta Tanda Kora Pebu Yosungudo, and ICT lectures the Shida Collections. Tanda Kitola Mazo, ICT. Is there anyone from ICT still? Please come up, represent the office, because we got a very good, highly competent, dedicated team And we have also honor of the presence of the ICT President Matthew also here. So I would like to extend on behalf of all Tibetan community for their financial contribution, for their talent, for their dedicated job which has been done very professionally. Thank you. Thank you. And I would like to also extend my thanks the society company we have asked today's service, which is a French enterprise from Lyon. Mr. Gilles, and I think Catherine is here, she is not here. And I would like to also offer him, it's not also a business. He came to Tibetan Communist Losar Festival and he passed the whole day and see our dance and sing. It is the beginning of our constructive work together. So thank you.
Et la communauté tibétaine pour cette merveilleuse journée et pour ce combat, et il faut continuer ce combat.
아니 단다 나랑도 보루 초가 카고 고잡 속소서 대 dencha가 처리 나로죠 보루 초가 용속 예급을 다양 단계 대중의 순환 삼소 단계 가서 유럽 작담 중에 되나라 차브라 지대 잠발라 벨gium 보루 초가 밍 랩자 속소가 뒤가서 붙게 타마서 선거도 디르게데 나랑도 미망고지 냠루지 레카지가서 참자마 지그니 차비나 아니 공바 체스셔야 공가 매버 쉬어야 돼. 양아도 타서 매버 그냥 투출지라 먼저 지겨. 그렇잖아. 이제 속소서야 처리 나로. 속소는 뭐지? 속소면은 속소도 배로지. I would like to request every Tibetan community president to come up on the stage and to accept our katak for your cooperation, for your support. And this kind of mobilization represents a high cost. So Switzerland has been one of the biggest donors as usual. And Swiss Tibet Friendship also give a great of the a big sum. So you know this kind of organization we have as a budget, but it comes from different community. I'm very proud to say we never asked public subsidy. It is money come from Tibetan people living in Europe with the help also of course ICT. It is budget really comes from the contribution, not from public subsidy. So that is why I would like to extend our great thankfulness, sincere 그래서 다야 인지셔라 체도도 다 emotion 사다니 말하면 캐다는 말다냐 다 간다 투지slaya 도도셨나 아니 다가 다도 잘해줘야 이나 다 세모다다네 공사 정부 이슈 노고 끝은 잡아 제와다 아니 가랑 소식이 냠좀이와 아니 가서 보 지나라 리뷰 보면서 독사 지리고 누와티 마마 추제 작가고 나제 누와티에 잠볼로네 렉트 보내고 미래 사와지 용야랑이 텐들 두기에 귀찮아 단다 가서 산이 들어가데 차단 내대서 뭐다 가서 산에 같이 뭐 쓰기로 말하다 아니 가서 파란스 그 시초 되고 누와 동발아 시초라 디스 같이 지어래 산이 주누 속수체 accept 속수 아니 추주간도 그 단다 고사지대 대자가 추주 나로지 자다 보야 아니 보루 속과 그 총종 배워지 보루 속과 총종 아까 먹고 세상에 가서 가다 돼 가서 내나 말이야 너서 나서 스타트로 와 보루 속과 총종 틀리라 도야 틀린 남자 Ene kesala ya peroche kesala puro toga leje kesala ene jamela kabada jamela ya peroche nga chigo ke ko je amara to khosla ngi katang yorda inji ke ma order test tang yorda 계속 공부 잘라 모바일 하나 비거다. 그러면 코로나도 문에 있잖아. 나라도 계산라 버릇 속아겠다. 라자게 괜찮네. 계단 나서 자면라겠다. 차례 먹고 싶어나요래. 부처나 쉬어요. 안에 내기 조선 저와 당고 때에서 앞서 대사 말씀대 대충 옛날야 발지력 담당 이질 삼도 망고 말라나 간다 조선 비청서 니르기 때때 가서 세부 사상 속에 시글라 조선 가서 하다 말라 조선 가바치메데 나랑도 보르 속하고 소전 틀린 남자라 나무 보정 그 스십 그 레저에 앙코랑 그 스테타존에 동줄리콘 우비 시트 남반이 보르 속하 소소즈나 스테타데 셰사 나사 진타임데 그렇잖아 아니 가서 스위스 그 속속에 대 가면서 스위스는 봐봐 동라지 댄슬라도 니마 좀 내서 건다 제사야 나야 건다 폰 내거다 너도 나 깨다면서 나도 니마 준비 중에 줘래 보르 속하 누가 겐들에 댄슬라 가도 그런 된자가 아니 댄스 원들 깨다 저는 정신 노고 내가 건다 내내 고참 장다 내도 당게 오스트리아 세단 가봐도 세단 다와 줘서 세단을 줘야 돼 청소 네 괜찮아 댄스가 스위스는 이제 가서 톡쇼 댄스 팀이 되면 되게 네 스위스의 주비야 도파 연나데 가트링가 쇼마도야 얘가 열다 속소냥이다 단당에 장다 한번 해서 아니 가서 도가 나 제당은 사만데 된자가 들어지 저도요 뭐냐디 사마게마다나 양요 강아지요 네 속소 정말 차서 들어지 네 도가 제당은 돼 단단 남레 로덴 남레 남자 라몰라 German pejo pumaniga ya pero jada doye tenisulu fabal est-ce que fabal a encore elle est là ou pas fabal monte sur la salle ane tenze dawala holland tenze dawala ke tindu bije tangi mera sawala jatin jesa na baso tenze yolola peroji tenze yolola kawayo 동지자 불잖아 내제 당에서 페르스 마셔 조 제마다 나서 야야 곰다 차서 나가시 버려 나한테 야한테 정부야 첨다 템바에 같이 줘봐 대양 대치 보기요 단다 est-ce que j'ai oublié quelqu'un ou pas rappelez-moi maintenant j'ai me dois est-ce que Nicolas est là Nicolas c'est lui qui filme je voudrais responsable de régie qui monte sur la scène pour accepter le kata Michael c'est ça c'est celui-là qu'est-ce que ma zoti ni sufaï là tu n'es là même Pierre Pierre il est où je voudrais parmi la photographe Galis elle est là ou pas Galis Girl lady de pomo miru na koi pa jane jo de kena malam ma ya gemo malam Michael kundo ma ta ya na pe shira yo ta ya unta pa jane go na men ta me sa ta nga ngone ti da chi ani tin jong ye gembo cha su ne chokso kam na ba jane gembo cha bre ji shu go yo de ya tum go to ni ma ba ga ma sa che de fucha
된다 있구나 네 대대체게 중동기 사례 베로이나 얘기 내가 지부지 가르친들 중스나 단대체 파리스키 순주 주쟁기 링구텔라 면접 때 유럽 기 프리미망 기 소소 소시 편입에 소박하게 상막이 하루부로 나니 랭고 먹을지 좀 더 위아래 근데 다디 딜라 시우시 시다 대세 주무고제 계지쇼지 아니 산에 디기 돈에다 랭게 먹고지 두케야래 안 진짜 돌아 두대 겨슬라고라 냐만이랑 디파리 디기레세 샤신다니 안딜라 다오 듄즈베 피쿨레규어 딘자 얘기 된다 믹세 유럽 롱바시바든즈그 민도네 단다 파리스키 미만 조조다 소션다 유레나마다 소바카다 상원을 내닝다베데 투지지 주규당 니베디 디기 조송디 땅엔디 소 단의 International Campaign for Tibetan 다가난시 미망기 산에산에네 청구망고지 중화를 딘다 내기 롱바리 미래모레 마 대시슈모체 상마라 간디 조종기 민도네 닌다베네 두지주에 다가 망고불에 게베디 드린 상마기 남발한 얘기 지주기 다 대베 년사주기 주주 라야레 딘다 내기 간디 조종 민도네다 안나발한 얘기 상마 민도네 내기 수단계들라 닌다베네 두지제다 아니 타마 Javanese Pujana. I think in connection with the whole event today, as has been already mentioned, so many parties have been involved in this whole and all have worked very hard. And in terms of the financing, we are also very glad to see that most of the funds have been financed and sponsored by the International Campaign for Tibet and also by the Tibetan communities all over Europe. And in terms of the steering committee, everything has been mentioned so far, but Tuten Gyatso, who initiated this event through the Paris or the French Tibetan communities, we are very glad that he could actually take this position, and we have seen how this event went smoothly and successfully. And in that sense, I would like to hand over a kata to Tuten Gyatso on behalf of the steering committee and also on behalf of all us. Thank you very much.
다데레 가주 유럽 버르모가 랭귀지자 첨보데 주주고 요렌 주다 차데레 니데르 사시가 슈세나 유럽에 대다 랭귀테 공부네 나니 벨gium라 페브릿 넘버스 소멘 칭요레 안디칼레 양가주 론데 토레야 유럽 동탕가다 제자스디 하요레 안디에 가서 가주디 다리 페리시가 랭귀지 지자 첨보데라니 파 조송 톨 2 years 지슈야이 네 동감만 가지고 랭귀테 공부 깔이야 조송 지자가 하마디레 배자 하마디 안디 깔이야 가지고 지자 자산 아니 산이 무슨 된죄다 아니 갱초지네 지자 정마디네 수술랑 가지고 버르소바 가고 정비 깔이야 정말 산이 저런 부여래 디사지 지슈야 인터넷에 가지고 뒤에 페리실이야 다 서지들이니까 랭귀지 지자 첨부데 당게 아주 수술 조조소 가서 노소랑 소원을 이래 산이 수술에 링크들이 이제 전부 배우죠 깔리 시라 요래 깔리 뭐고 잡고야다 산이 뭐고 잡초를 때니 누가디 되지 그런 거래 뒤에도 다리 파리시가니 조조 근데 장소주비가니 고주 조정다 아니디 자주 놓게래 샤로 놓게래 동롱바리 초마로리아 아니 그 배정 부르 초비 차취에 초마로리아 투지 치에선 수야이 안 다가노지 마음바리나 아주 랭겐들이 돌이야 진짜 치아를 떠야다 아니 처음에 도사 지주도는 여루치는 랭게 로치는 가서 빼고야지 나빼 도사를 사야 가리지 몽송의 제주를 된 지도 용보거리나 시라 연구도 드리마서도 조시죠 가지고 되네 왜노는 야로는 메시지 나오게 가니 바로 자다 순주 소두 찾아요 다가노지 가니 가지고 저거야 두종다 나주 원 녀도 녀쇼가 되게야 동생 양식이다 아니 세라가 내게 두서는 지 배도다 자지 내자고는 세라가 내가 주 차다도 이렇게 전부 차위로 sonda 정말로 사다로문 배 요리 기능에 맞sonda 정말로야 부지치에서는 쉬어야지 좋잖아.
주주에 단단 모두 대 페리스탄이 슈누레 다가나시 SFT에 비게 아니 그리스도바레 상막이 게다 자리나 요래 게다 사마파 교수님도 남마베나 쉬이 게다 사마데 비수데라 상막 케로나 쉬이 다가라이 아니 다간 사마 노마베로나 다간 사마 모두 내가 이만 페사와다 모두 내가 티스 아니 다가네 아니 모두 제가 두기에나 두체나
Je voudrais annoncer la dispersion officielle de ce rassemblement européen de manière provisoire. J'espère que jusqu'à ce que Tibet retrouve sa liberté, nous aurons encore d'autres rassemblements dans d'autres capitales européennes. Merci beaucoup. Merci. 아니 주주 건설에 사막 독삭 직제 그도 노아톤 발령 문제 지구에 안 사마랑에 두지 주셔야 되잖아.